All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller. I'm one of the yoga instructors here for Yoga for Caregivers. This is our weekly stretch session where we focus on getting into our bodies, stretching ourselves out, getting us ready for the rest of our day and the rest of our week. So, as we move through practice today, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps find a center posture. Also, keep in mind I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable position. Your legs can be crossed or straight out in front of you. You can be up on a prop like I am. I'm sitting on a block, or you can be just down on your mat. We're going to root into our sits bones. We're going to sit up nice and tall here. Let's go ahead. Inhale as we bring our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, they come back and down. Nice work. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or perhaps in your lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if you like, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze here today. This year, inspiration for our classes is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. The brown bear phase of the year happens under the harvest moon. Nature once again reveals the name of this moon. Now is the time when farmers harvest their crops. Similarly, this is a time for us to harvest the knowledge and wisdom we've gained throughout the year. Because of the work we've done up to this point with building habits and living life authentically, we now have the ability to observe and analyze situations with precision. As you move through practice, see if you can step back and observe yourself moving through the practice. What is that experience like being the witnessing observer? So, settling in, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale, fill your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you really feel the belly expanding outward like a big balloon. And then exhale the breath out, draw the belly button in toward the spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders release down and away from your ears. Inhale as you bring air in your nose, down your throat, and fill your lungs. And then exhale as you squeeze that air out of the lungs. Feel it move up the throat and out your nose. Continue to breathe deeply and intentionally like this, inhaling and exhaling. Really seeing if you can be the observer of the breath. Notice how the breath moves through you, that there's something about you that is aware of the breath. Now, if that's too much, if the mind starts to wander off, starts to think, gets caught up with noises or sensations, that's okay. And notice the moment you've gone away and then see if you can come back to the breath, back to the inhales and exhales. Now, if it feels right for you, you can incorporate a mantra here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, the observer. Inhale, I am. Exhale, the observer. Remaining here with your breath, whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. Let's take another deep inhale here. Set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale here. Feel the intention with heart and mind. And then exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. We're going to go ahead and come up off of our prop here, and we're going to come onto our backs to start today. So, tucking the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the legs, giving yourself a little squeeze here, and maybe rocking from side to side just to get a nice little massage of the low back. Oh, excuse my yawn. Nice little massage of the low back, get some blood movement and stimulation along your spine here. If it doesn't feel good to rock back and forth, you don't have to. Good. When you feel complete in that, let's go ahead and come into stillness. We're going to drop the right sole of the foot down onto the floor and keep this left knee lifted. Now, we're going to allow the legs, right as they are, to fold over to the right side here. So we want this foot come in front of our right knee. Now, we're going to take our right knee and we're going to slide that foot back so you can either reach toward it with the left hand or even grasp it. Okay. Now, when you press through that knee away from the body, you get a really nice quad stretch here. So as we come into this position, notice here, my knee is touching the mat, but when I press into my right elbow and I lower my left shoulder blade down onto the floor, that knee pops up. So you can always use a prop like a block or a pillow or even a stack of books may work, although it's a little clunky, to keep that left shoulder blade down on the floor. That helps us get a really nice deep stretch through our spine here, a nice twist here. So notice where you're at, feeling that stretch through that right quad, nice twist through the spine. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. One more nice deep inhale. Exhale, release that hand and foot here. Press into your right elbow. Go ahead and bring yourself back up into center. Drop that left sole of the foot down to the floor. And then inhale, lift that right leg. So again, now we're finding this position opposite side. So when you feel ready, on the next exhale, lower over to the left, dropping those legs down. So I'm going to stay on this side so you can kind of see what I'm doing with the foot and my spine here this time. So again, we're going to point the toes, kind of kick that heel to the glute, move that knee so it's kind of facing more the bottom of our mat, and either reach the right hand toward the foot or maybe even grasp the foot here. Now it's going to give you a nice little quad stretch on that right side. Once again, notice when I lower my right knee all the way to the mat, my left shoulder blade pops up off the floor. So I'm going to press into my left elbow and then my right knee is going to pop up, but my right shoulder blade is going to be on the mat. So once again, I'm going to use my prop, my block here and place that under the knee. I have it on the medium side, but maybe you'd like to use it on the tall or the short side. Notice what's right for you. And then let's just get a nice twist through the spine here, nice pulling open through that left quad. Let's breathe. All right, inhale. Let's go ahead, release that foot, release that hand. We're going to press into our left elbow, bring our legs back up into center. Nice job. Lower the feet down. Move your props out of the way here. You can roll onto your side and press up, or you can wrap those arms around the knees and then start to rock back and forth, bringing yourself on up into a seated position. We're going to flip right on over into a hands and knees position here. So bringing hands beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips, tops of the feet come down onto the floor. We're going to inhale as we sink our bellies, lift our head and our hips coming into cow. And then exhale, lift the back, sink the head and the hips coming into cat. Inhale into cow, looking up toward the sky, feeling the hips curl up toward the sky. Exhale into cat, press the mat away, feel the shoulder blades separate, look between the legs. Inhale into cow, nice deep sway in the low back. Exhale into cat, pressing the mat away, feeling that nice deep separation between the shoulder blades. One more round each side. Inhale into a nice deep cow. Exhale into a nice high cat. And then inhale, let's go ahead and come up into neutral. Nice work. All right, so we're gonna inhale, tuck the toes, and then on the exhale, lift our hips, come right into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of the day or week, so let's go ahead and walk our dog, bend one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of our legs. Take a nice deep inhale here, and then a nice deep exhale. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. One more nice deep inhale. And then exhale, come into stillness, find your good down dog alignment. So your arms are nice and strong, all 10 pads of the fingers gently grip the mat. Your head is between your arms, gaze is toward the toes. Heels are moving toward the floor, even if they do not touch. We're pressing our chest toward our thighs, feeling that nice long spine and that stretch to the back of the legs. Deep breathing. Shoulders shrug down onto the back. Feel the strength and the challenge in this posture. All right. On the next inhale, sweep your left leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel, coming into a three-legged dog. So no matter how high that leg goes, press through the heel away from the body. Continue to press your chest toward the right thigh so you feel that nice deep stretch to the back of that right leg. Deep breath here. Inhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop your back knee down to the floor. Plant your right hand to the inside of your left foot. And if you need a little extra support, a block is a great option here. So we're in this modified low lunge and we're going to exhale, twist that left arm toward the sky, coming into a nice twist here, a low twisted lunge. So a couple things happening. We're getting a nice stretch in our left hip. If that knee wants to sway out to the side, you can let it. That's going to deepen that stretch in the hip. Option, not requirement. We're getting a really nice pull through our right hip flexor, which is going into the top of that right leg, into that thigh space. Really, really nice. And then by reaching up toward the sky, we're getting a gentle twist through our spine once again. So notice where you are. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. And then inhale, drop that hand down to the mat here. Go ahead, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, step back into your down dog, and then even out in this position here. Good. Take a deep breath. I'm going to switch sides so you and I can continue to face one another. Good. One more deep breath here. Good. On the next inhale, sweep your right leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel, three-legged dog. So no matter how high that right leg goes, really reach through the heel away from the body. Feel that pull through the left leg as you continue to press the chest toward the thigh here. Good. Nice deep breath. Inhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of that right hand, drop that knee down to the floor, untuck the toes. Good. So once again, we're planting our left hand now to the inside of the foot. Again, using a prop like a block as you need, that can be great extra support here. And then on the exhale, we're going to twist open to the right, lifting that right arm tall. So again, a few things happening here. We're getting a stretch in our right hip. If that knee wants to fold out to the side, let it. It's just going to deepen that posture for some of us. May not work for you, and that's okay. That left hip flexor, we're stretching it out and getting into the top of that left thigh. It feels really, really, really good if you've been tight or running or working out your legs recently. And then by rotating through the spine, lifting to the sky, we're getting that gentle twist through the spine. So notice where you're at here. Let's take a couple deep breaths together. All right, inhale. Top hand comes down to the mat, to the inside of the foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg. Let's step back into our down dog. Press those hips high, look down toward the feet. Good. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, look up between the hands, baby step those feet to the top of the mat. Come right into a halfway lift. So your knees are slightly bent, your torso is parallel with the floor. Your back is flat, shoulders are shrugged down. Hands are in thighs or shins, your gaze is toward the floor. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's go ahead and sink into a forward fold. Tuck the chin like between the legs. Now, a couple of options. Your arms can hang limp. You can palm the mat. You can bring pinkies to opposite crooks of the elbows. Wherever you are, keeping your knees slightly bent, you're also welcome to sway from side to side gently. Getting a nice little movement here, but it's an option, not a requirement. Notice what feels right for your body. On the next inhale, release the hands down toward the floor, bend the knees generously, flatten the back, and then reverse swan dive. Sweep your arms wide and up. And then exhale, bring those hands into heart center. Really nice work here. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side and we're just going to start by rocking back and forth onto our feet. So heels to toes, toes to heels. And this seems odd. It doesn't really seem like a yoga posture, but it is one that can really help you ground. If you're feeling nervous, this is a great posture to do. It's also a great way to reground into your feet, get some sensation flowing in the feet. We don't often spend time barefoot, really grounding into the space around us. And this is a great practice to do it. I highly recommend doing it outside, like in soft grass. Yeah. Or in water if you can. That's great too. All right. So then coming into stillness here, feet are about hip width distance apart. We're going to inhale, sweep our arms tall, look up toward the sky, and then exhale, lift through the torso, gently lean back here, coming into a back bend. So lifting, reaching through the torso, and then that back bend kind of happens naturally here. Hips are pressing forward here, and we're breathing deeply. Good. One more deep inhale. Exhale, come straight up into center, swan dive down into your forward fold, little counter posture here. Inhale into a nice halfway lift. And then exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back here, your feet into kind of a pladog, a plank, but then drop the knees down and let's sink into a child's pose. So elongate our arms, forehead comes down to the floor. So taking a moment here, checking in with the body, noticing what's present. And if your forehead does not reach the floor, you can use a block, you can use hands or arms to prop up your head here. A couple different options. So noticing sensations, noticing without judgment, instead just welcoming your experience as it is in this moment here today. Seeing if you can be present, feel that loosening of the low back here. We just did a lot of work with that. Good. Let's take one more deep breath here. Nice work. On the next inhale, go ahead and come on up to your knees here. I'm going to turn to face you. Now, if you know you have sensitive knees, you're going to want to roll up that mat, maybe place a blanket or a towel beneath the knee or a pillow to support it here. So we're going to start on our right knee and extend our left foot out to the side. Scooch over just a little bit. Good. So you want that foot with the toes pointing the same direction as your torso here. Left hand is going to come down onto the leg and it's going to slide along the leg, making sure not to stop at the knee joint here. Okay. We're then going to inhale, sweep our right arm tall, and then exhale, lean over to the left, coming into our side body stretch. So ground down into that right heel, lift through the torso so you feel that pull through the torso or through the side body here, excuse me, reaching through those top fingers. Notice how my hand slid down my leg past the knee. So we don't want weight on the knee joint. You're either above or or below. You can also use props like a block. You notice I have mine on the high side to the inside of the leg, but you can also have it at a different height. So wherever you are, tucking that tailbone just slightly. Let's take a couple nice deep breaths here. Good work. Inhale, we come on up into center. We're going to drop that left knee down and come onto the opposite side. So left knee is down. Again, making any adjustments you need here to support that left knee if it's a little extra cushion underneath it. And then extending your right foot out to the side, toes facing the same direction as your torso. I'm going to already prop my little block down right there, and I'm going to start with my right hand on my thigh. If you don't have props, remember the hand slides along the leg here. Inhale as you sweep tall with that left arm. Exhale as you lean over to the side, coming into that side body stretch, opposite side. So again, ground down into the left knee, lift through the torso here, tuck the tailbone slightly. So you're really feeling that pull in through the left side body as you reach through those top fingers. Now, I went straight to my block here, but you can be above or below the knee joint on the leg, or you can also adjust the block to a different height. If it's accessible for you, you can also put the hand down onto the mat to the inside of the leg. Just notice what works for you. Let's take a couple deep breaths here together. All right, inhale. Let's go ahead, come back on up into center. Nice work. We're going to set our props off to the side here, making sure, once again, our space is clear. And then last posture here, we're going to do a little Japanese T pose. So we're going to tuck our toes here and then bring our heels so they're about hip width distance apart before sitting our hips back onto our heels here. So all of our toes are tucked under. If you need, you may want to reach down and make sure that they are tucked. Now we're sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down, hands in a relaxed position here. Now, if you're like me and you don't stretch your feet enough, you're going to immediately start to feel some maybe not so pleasant sensation in your feet. This is an opportunity to stretch out your feet, get all those little ligaments moving, give some love to those little ligaments that do so much for us every single day. We're only here for a couple more breaths, so see if you can stay with sensation. And if it becomes too much, of course, lean forward slightly here, even place the hands down to relieve some of that intensity of the experience. All right, 2 more deep breaths here, shoulders down, soft through the face. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, release, nice work. Hands come down to the mat, untuck the toes. Let's tap the tops of the feet out on the floor here. Woo, relieving our feet. Maybe roll the ankles in one direction and then in the other. Just reassuring yourself that I didn't break your feet. Good. And then we're going to come down onto our mats. We're actually going to come straight down onto our back. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for final relaxation. Now is your moment to do so. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice today. So come on down onto your back. Let's go ahead and tuck the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, give ourselves a little hug, a little squeeze. Maybe rock from side to side if you'd like. Of course, stay in stillness if that feels better. Good. Then coming into stillness here, let's drop the soles of the feet down to the floor. Now, you've got lots of options for final relaxation. You can hang out right here if this feels good. You can allow those knees to fall wide, soles of the feet can come together for reclined bound angle. And you can always prop this up by placing some props under the knees to help support that opening, make it a little more gentle. You could extend one leg and keep the other leg in for fallen tree, or you can extend both legs, making sure not to hit anything for traditional final relaxation. Find that comfortable spot for your arms. Really, it can be anything at all. It's whatever your body calls for. Sometimes laying like a starfish really does feel very nice. If you'd like, you can also roll onto your side or onto your belly. You can even come back into a seated position if you prefer. It's whatever you want, as this is your final relaxation practice. So, as you settle into this final posture, I invite you to make any adjustments that you need here and then tune into the breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow your breath has become, how deep or shallow. Notice the quality of each breath. Inhale, and the quality of each breath on your exhales. Feeling into the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Really noticing that air as it moves in and out of your nose, up and down your throat. Taking this time, seeing if you can become the observer of the breath, noticing its movements. We're not changing or adjusting it, but instead noticing how is it moving through the body. And notice how the breath keeps moving, even without your involvement. Feel the body breathing itself. Now, the mind, it may get distracted, happens to all of us. So the moment you've noticed you've gone away, see if you can reorient and turn the attention back to the breath, back to the observing the inhales and exhales. Now, if it feels right for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, the observer. Inhale, I am. Exhale, the observer. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I most certainly respect yours. And I will be sure to let you out of this posture before the end of our practice. So lean back here, let go. Just observe the breath. Allow your breath to follow its natural rhythm. Enjoy your in-breath and out-breath. Don't strive. Relaxation will come. When you are completely relaxed, healing takes place on its own. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling your belly, lungs, chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Move arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, roll onto one side, pause there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answer the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here. Make your way on up into a seated position as we close out our practice together today. So find that comfortable seat, root into your sits bones, sit up nice and tall. We're going to inhale, bring our shoulders forward enough, exhale them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, in the lap, or at heart center, closing the eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth, for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here for your weekly stretch session with Yoga for Caregivers. Again, my name is Alexis Miller. You can catch me here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. So make sure to mark your calendars, set your alarms. And you can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. So make sure to subscribe and follow us there so you can access all of the content that volunteers like me provide. Thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.